this computer. All right. So what we're going to use today is a long band, and we're going to be doing some scapular work. If you don't have a band, just try to do the work without the resistance and just with free arms, okay? But either or, it's going to work out. So we're going to start actually laying down, okay? And if you have your band, we're going to go ahead and take the band behind your rib cage when you lay down, right? And you can keep it there for now. So if you want to put it while you're seated, you can. You're going to bend the knees in front. However you want to lay down, you can hold yourself and come back down. And then you're going to keep the band there, about bra line area, and you just release it for now. And bring your hands next to you when you're ready, and start your breathing. So just a few relaxed breaths into the mat, just so the back rests down. And while you're breathing, let's tuck the chin gently in, lengthen the back of the neck. Good. Start relaxing the sternum, the chest bone, relaxing the ribs down. Start to lengthen the tailbone. And whenever you're ready, you're going to start activating the pelvic floor on the breath out. So we're going to breathe in. So remember when we put the band in the back of the bra line, try to do your breath back into the band. So you're going to breathe in into the band and sideways and then up and then breathe out. Activate the pelvic floor. So stop the PP or connect the pubic bone to the tailbone and or sit bones together and scoop. And as you do that, start trying to feel the lower abdominals activate. So breathing down, back and up. So expanding the rib cage, breathing out, activate the pelvic floor and feel the activation of the lower abdominals. Good. So shoulders and scapulas reach down. The hands can reach down towards your pinky toes. So think of pinky finger reaching to the pinky toes. Feel free to bend your elbows to the side if you need more help to keep the shoulders nice and wide, just in case it's tight. And as you're breathing out and you're feeling the activation of the pelvic floor, you're going to continue sinking the lower abdominals. So think of sinking the pubic bone, the lower abdominals, and then you're going to lift the abdominals without the ribs popping. So pelvic floor, sink, lift abdominals, keeping the ribs stable. Breathing in to expand the rib cage, back, side, and front. Lengthening the body, tailbone to top of the head. Breathe out, pelvic floor. Gently scoop, fogging and mirroring the ceiling, lifting. And then we're going to start adding, hugging the hip bones, shortening the waist, and shortening the low ribs. Okay? If it helps you to also just pin the esophagus area and the chest down, so we're not lifting through that, so you can also add that. Breathing in, lengthening the body and expanding the rib cage. And then on the breath out, gently activate the pelvic floor, sink the lower abdominals, lift. Hugging the waist, the ribs, relaxing the chest. Keep breathing. Give me 2 more. Very nice. And let's start adding the pelvic tilts. So you're going to breathe out, scoop, lift the abdominals, breathe in, lengthen, arching the low back, dip that pubic bone forward. So make sure your tailbone, your sit bones, and your waist are as long as possible. And as you scoop and lift the abdominals, think of lifting the hip bones to connect to the ribs, pubic bone to connect to belly button, imprinting the low back on the mat. Lengthen waist, tailbone, sit bones. Breathe out, keeping the ribs still. Stay lengthened through the pelvis to arch it forward. And keep going. Scoop. Lift both sides of the abdominal wall. Hug the ribs. Lengthen the tailbone, the waist, and the sit bones. Keep lengthening forward as you arch. Remember to stay soft through the abdomen. You're, of course, engaging the abdominals, but we're not trying to tighten it. We're hollowing, hugging gently, and then lifting. Make sure you hug the ribs. When you arch forward, both sides of the back working even. If one side feels tighter, take your hand to the waist and lengthen it without misaligning. Hold the ribs on one side and push the tight side, and then use your hands to help you adjust. So we're going to finish it off, and you can find your neutral. So when you roll back, stop short from imprint, but if you need support on your low back, go ahead and imprint. Ribs connect down to the pelvis, and the pelvis connects down to the ribs. So for those of you who already have the band on the back of your bra line, you're going to grab the tips of the band, and we're going to straighten the arms all the way up to the ceiling. For those of you who do not have a band, just straighten the arms to the ceiling, and we're going to do scapula glides. Now, if you want more work, you just hold lower on the band, of course, so you get more resistance. The arms can be right over the shoulders. Or it can be slightly in front of you if your shoulders are tight, because we're going to pull the shoulders away from the ears. And then you're going to breathe in to the rib cage. So push back into the band and open to the side. Slide your scapulas down your armpit and towards your chest. Think of pushing with the pinky fingers. Breathe out, hug your ribs and scoop the scapulas down. And dig the scapulas into the mat like you want to really dig a hole. Breathe in, shoulders down, reach up. Breathe out, pelvic floor, abdominals, hug the ribs, dig the scapula down. The whole time you're moving, you're pulling the shoulders down and away from the ears, and you're going down and up. Okay? So keep that movement on the scapulas. Oh gosh, no. Oh yeah, it's filming still. Where's my, you can't see my Zoom class. Okay, wow, you guys disappeared. Still filming. So let me check the hands out, yeah? Shoulders down. So think of the tip of the scapula going up the chest, on the hips. And then shoulders down and dig down. You okay with that? So make sure your arms are slightly forward. Try to think of pushing the band slightly in front of you. There you go. If you go too high, your shoulders are going to come up. Good. Breathe out to dig. Breathe in. When you breathe in, push your ribs into the band. Yeah. And try not to round your shoulders. And try to think of the scapulas coming alongside, like the scapulas are going along the edges of the floor, along the line of the band. Yep. Down and up. Okay, so the scapulas are following that. Good. You can relax your arms down because it's a lot of work to keep it up. So again, the band is giving you some feedback in terms of where you want the breath to go, where you want the ribs to press, and then the outside of the band is giving you where the scapula should be going to. So not up here, be careful not to round the shoulders. So you're going under the chest, hooking the scapulas down, and then it goes just straight back, and it wants to squeeze right at the buckle of your bra or where the band is, right? Let's add crunches to this. So keeping the same position, pushing back up. Now, when you breathe out, we're going to scoop the belly, roll the head, dig into the back to dig into the band, and you're going to come up, reaching the arm slightly up, not to the ears, under the chest and forward, so slightly in front of you. Then you come back down, dig the scapula back into the mat. Okay, so breathe out, hollow the abdominals, lift the head, dig the back of the ribs into the band, and reach the arm and the scapula of the band forward. And then you roll back down, control, and dig the scapula back down on the ground. Tuck your chin, breathe out, crunch. Take that band with you without rounding your shoulders, and then pull it back in. Again, if you need more resistance, you can add, it's up to you. Keep the shoulders wide as possible, and then shoulders drag down and it drags forward with the line of the band. And then control down. Keep going, I'm gonna go watch. So breathe out, nice. Bring your head up and roll down. Good, tuck your chin in. Lengthen the back of the neck, lift your hands first. Good, dig into the band, nice. Reach that band forward and then come down and bring the scapula down, roll down, the head goes down last. Good, give me one or two more if you can. Roll, dig the ribs into the band, push the band forward. Nice job. And then last one. Looks good, ladies. Very nice. Rest the hand. Again, it's a lot of work on the scapula. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna okay. All right. I hope it picked up where it left off. I don't know. Okay, so take the band around the feet. And if you want to, you can wrap it around. Yeah, so you put it in the back, you wrap around from inside to the outside, or you can just keep it around the feet. Is your band long enough? You're okay? Yeah, it's good here. Okay, so from here, you're gonna roll that down. So scoop the abdominal, come down. Okay. All right, so let's continue on to that crunch all the way to a roll up. So you're gonna breathe out, scoop, crunch. Now the band's gonna help you. The knee can be bent. You're gonna roll, 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 stay rolled up, find your sit bone, grow tall. Breathe out, round the pelvis, come back down. So once your pelvis is comfortable enough with this, remember the knee helps with the pelvis. Crunch, scoop, take a green one, a long one. Come up, lengthen the spine, breathe out from the pelvis, roll down. As you feel comfortable enough, you can straighten the leg and continue. So now, the band is actually helping you, but try to keep the arm straight. Roll, sit up tall, keep reaching the arm with the scapula forward. And then roll back down. Left, right. It's okay because it stretches. All right. Is that okay? Yeah. Good. So flex the feet, keep reaching the feet forward, roll up, and then we're going to stack the spine instead of keeping it rounded. Breathe in, keep the arms straight if you can. It's harder. Yeah. If you need to bend it and pull, that's going to give you a little bit more support. It's okay as well to bend and pull. And we're breathing out each time. Yes. You may definitely change the breath if you want to, right? So breathing out, breathe in. If you can breathe into your upper back, hollow the abdominals and breathe in, you can definitely come up and play around with the breath and then stop. It's harder because you don't want to breathe to the belly, you have to make sure it stays to your upper back. You can also try to breathe in here, but it's hard. And roll down, okay? We need two more. lengthen, like stack the bones right on top of each other, and then use the abdominals to go back down. Very nice. And let's end at the bottom. So we're gonna come down and end here. Good. Now we're gonna bring the legs down to the floor. So if your band releases, it's fine. We're gonna keep feet here, and we're going to bridge up and down. So if you would like to bring your hands to the ceiling, you can. Open the shoulders wide, dig the heels onto the mat, and let's bridge. Breathe out, scoop the abdominals, squeeze the butt, roll the pelvis and the low back. Breathe in at the top, breathe out, roll back down. Breathe in. You can keep your hands down to lengthen the spine. Breathe out, scoop. Dig the heels, squeeze the butt. Keep hollowing softly the abdominals to lift the tailbone. Lift the pelvis, lift the low back, and then take a deep breath in at the top, and one bone at a time goes back down. And then each time you go up, let's try to go a little bit more. And then always lengthening the pelvis, and then roll one bone at a time. Keep digging the heel, keep your thighs reaching forward. Keep anchoring the scapulas down. So without the assistance of the arm, it's a little bit more difficult. Good. So you're going to give me one more, and then we're going to add the band to the back of the ribs again, and use the band to give a little bit more of a challenge. Okay. Checking. All right. So take your band one more time, goes behind your rib cage. And we're going to push the arm back up to the ceiling. Okay, so if you want to, again, it's always optional. So we're going to have that. I usually put between my thumb and my index finger, and I reach up. Okay, so keep that pressure and the scapulas out to the side and up. And then continue, bridge. Now your chest and your ribs are trying to keep the bend down. It doesn't have to touch the floor when you're up, but you're not allowing the ribs to pop away from the band. The rib cage wants to always press the bend down. Breathe in to lengthen the tailbone all the way to the back and crown of the head. Scoop the belly, imprint, dig the heels, squeeze the butt. Let's roll one bone at a time. At the very top, keep the abdominals lifting, thighs reaching forward, and the tailbone lifting the pelvis. And roll chest, esophagus, one rib at a time, all the way down. Good. Keep going. Let me check you guys out. Nice. So Sarah, you can split your feet a little bit if you want and make them sit bones width, or you can bring them together, right? Whichever line, yeah. Good, keep pushing that bend up, but keep your scapulas wide, 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 wide. So the last one, you're gonna stay up and we're gonna do marches. So anywhere from, I don't know, 4 to 10, we're gonna come all the way up. Now it's really challenging, we don't have the arms to help you. Don't widen your feet, keep them close to each other, about a fist or 2 fists apart. Now dig the scapulas on the mat to help you. Scoop the belly, tuck the pelvis and march. Okay, you have the shoulders to help you. If you want it to be even harder, the scapulas reach up and you don't have that to help you. What? Okay, so you can dig scapulas on that to help you. You can reach them forward with the band, and then you have less support. Now, watch that your pelvis stays aligned. So really work The side that's gonna go up, you want that hip to stay up, right? So try to count your 6 to 8. Press your ribs down a little bit more. Push the band down with the ribs. Yes. So keep the rib cage pushing the band down. Sink the belly and tuck the pelvis a little more. So it's ribs down and tailbone up. That's it. Down. Very nice. Push the band down with the band. Lengthen the tailbone and then lift the tailbone to the ceiling with your butt. Second option, straight up. No, it was scapulae on the floor or scapulae off the floor. Yeah, so scapulae.
My body is in balance.
Yes, yes. So if the shoulders keep digging into the mat, then it gives you a little bit more stability. Remember, we're already unstable without the arms. If the shoulder blades or the scapulae reach off the mat, there's less surface of stability. Does that make sense?
But it's hard to keep both hips on.
Yeah, very challenging. You don't have your hands on the ground to support that shift.
Yeah.
Everything is much more challenging, right? All right, so roll down when you're done. If you need to, cross the leg and stretch. Release the band and get a stretch going. And then when we're done, about 3 to 5 breaths, cross the other side. So hands between the thigh, you can push the knee away, pull the leg in. You're free to stay with the feet on the ground, one foot and the other one just pushing, whatever makes you stretch. Now try to keep both sides of the waist long, try not to shorten. The tight side usually is gonna shorten a little bit. So you can push, but keep the waist length. And then when you're done, we're gonna roll back up to seated. You can either straighten the leg or you can do it assisted. Okay, so you can roll. Here, you're gonna take your band and we're gonna do some scapular work. Woo. So in this position, bend the knees. Let's start with the knees bend and see how that goes. All right, we're gonna take the band. If it's short, you can just put it around the foot. If it's long enough. The thing is, we want some resistance. So we're gonna do just scapula. We don't need a lot of band length, but it's nice to add some resistance to that. All right, so usually I do hold almost close to my feet. And then I stand up tall and I already start with resistance. So let's all start with the knees bent because I need your back really straight. Exactly. So you're bringing your sit bones together to lift you, scooping the abdominals, lifting, tailbone reaches down, connect the ribs. So remember the band in the back of the ribs. If you're already rounded, you don't want to push it more, yeah? But if you're a bit overarched like me, I want to push a little bit more. Arms straight, shoulders down, hug your rib cage, really hug it. Now, only shoulder blade, just the scapula, shoulder goes down, glide them down. So what I want you to think of is you're gonna pull, the arms have to be straight, yeah? Straight completely. When you pull the shoulder blades down and then back, your scapulas, you wanna squeeze the buckle of your bra line. That's how low I need you to be. So it's mid-back down here, right? Exactly. So it keeps going down, 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 and then it will go forward a little bit more. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see. So from here, it goes behind me. Okay, so it's down and it keeps going down and back, down and back, down and back without the ribs popping. And then down and forward. Down, down, back, down, back. So imagine the right scapula wants to go to the pocket of your pants on the left. The left scapula wants to go to the pocket of the pants on the opposite side, right? So we're sitting up tall, goes down, hug the ribs so the ribs don't flop. So imagine that band still in the back, then down and forward. Now the forward is counting as well, so I hope you have enough resistance that you feel that your arm is going forward, forward, forward. You almost want to touch your foot without leaning forward. Breathe in or out to go back, hug the ribs. Breathe in, down and forward. And then if you're flexible, you want to make it a little larger, you just straighten the legs, but I do not want to see the back rounding. So keep it bent, no problem. It's safer, and make sure that your back doesn't flex. Okay, let's do 4 more. Breathe out, down and back. Breathe in, down and forward. Stay long through that spine. Good. Down, a little bit more down to the butt, down to the butt. And forward. Good. So make sure you don't go up to your ears. You have to come down to your butt. Yeah, there you go. It's down, 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 down. Your shoulders should constantly moving down. And then down and forward. So make sure you don't go back and like this at the end because you want to go forward. So it's not down, back, and up. It's down, down, down. As far as you can go down, then together. That's it. I think you're leaning back. So bend your knees. Yeah. Good. So when you're done, round your back, take your ribs back, and just stretch forward here. And leave it in the bends, of course. Okay. So try to bring your feet slightly together, and we're going to hold with one hand only. And we're going to do single arms, okay? So one arm holding both bands. Again, if it's too much resistance, just hold a little higher. If you can feel it, it's not that much resistance with the arm straight, yeah? And we're moving about 1 centimeter. So from here, however you want to sit, shoulders straight. I don't want you to do any rotation. I want you to stay straight. You're just going to pull shoulder down and straight back. You should have more range of motion. What I need you to think about is this scapula goes on the pocket of this side of the pants. So it goes down and it goes down and across. Can you see that? And then down and forward. Down, down, and I squeeze it because I want it to hit this side of my pants, the opposite side. Down and forward. If you guys want to face the mirror, go ahead, yeah? If you want to turn around and look at yourself in the mirror, feel free to do that. Down and back. So hold your, if you're doing the right arm, hold your left rib so you're not shifting. So look at yourself in the mirror and make sure that I'm pulling the scapula across, but I'm not shifting the rib cage. I'm right over my sit bones. So I'm hugging that rib, both ribs in, and making sure that the opposite rib does not shift. So that's what I need you to do for 10 to 12. Okay? Yes. So the shoulder down, we're working the depressors of the scapula, which is your lower traps. Pull down and then take it across to the opposite side without the rib shifting. So put your hand on the left rib if you need. So you're leaning back. Yes, I look how much you're leaning back. Just open the legs, feet, bend the knee. Lift the abdominal, so you're pretty tight. Yeah. Good. If you've done 10, definitely go to the other side. So just switch arms and then see what's going on. Maybe your stronger side might not shift, but you go down and you go back. So stay lifted, everyone, up. Ponytail to ceiling, back of head to ceiling, base of skull to ceiling, however you want to feel.
The stronger side is more tight.
Huh?
My stronger side is more tight.
Exactly. Exactamente. The not so strong, like very mobile. Good. So sitting up tall, it looks great. All the way back. I want the scapula to touch this one. Yes. Nice, very nice. Wait for it. So straighten the arm, straighten the arm. Don't bend the elbow at all. Don't bend the arm. Straighten the arm, straighten the arm. Yes, straight, lock it. There you go. Just scapula. Okay, so when you pull, bicep is working, arm, we want just those muscles of the scapula. So don't pull with the arm, we don't want the bicep to work, right? We want just the muscles of the back. This pulls with the arm, easier to do. Okay. So when you're done with 10 or 12 on that side, you just lean back again.
Yeah.
And pull. Open your legs a little bit wider. Yeah. We're gonna add rotation. Oh, it never ends. All right. So take a break. If you need to take a break with the legs, take a break with the legs. Let me just lift my hair so you guys can see more. I almost have dreadlocks going on. All right. Okay, so now more challenging. Back to the right hand. Okay. Back to the right. Same thing you just did. Now you're gonna pull the scapula back. Once it doesn't go anymore, watch that we don't shift. So I'm holding my left side, that's my weak side. My weak side, the rib just doesn't have, I don't have stability through my abdominals. I pull. So if I would look at myself in the mirror, I want to make sure I'm fully stacked. Now, once my scapula doesn't go anymore, I'm going to keep pulling it, and I'm going to allow my torso to rotate so I can pull it back more. Now, this is my angle, that's it. It's not my head leading, okay? It's not my arm leading, it's just the scapula. Now, I really need to take it across to the other side, okay? So I need to pull the scapula down back, same thing you're just doing. Now I'm gonna keep gliding it across, almost to hit this waist here, and the rest of my body follows. If your arm bends a little bit, that's okay, but don't bend too full. And then you come back, and guess what? Keep reaching it forward, especially if you have resistance, and let it go as far forward, like you want to throw. So if it's right arm, I want to touch my left foot. So it's going to take me into rotation to the left. That feels nice. Grow tall. Breathe out, shoulder down, pull back, pull, pull, until the scapula comes all the way around your left waist. Bend the elbow a little, palm to the ceiling if you need to. And then bring it back, but you control it, and push the scapula of the hand all the way to the left big toe. Keep growing tall. Keep growing tall. And then, okay?
But this, my spine is in one line, it's not come straight.
So you have to be on your axis, rotating perfectly on the axis. Don't flex and rotate. Okay, it's hard to arch and rotate, but at least try to stay taller. Yes. So if you cannot, sit on something, yeah? Sit on a couple of blocks, sit on a chair, sit on a box. Okay, so we pull, you rotate, keep lengthening, lengthening. Palm can go to ceiling, yeah? But don't shift to the left side. Stay heavy on your right sit bone. And then rotate the other way. So feel the sit bones all the time. If you're lengthening and your ribs stay stacked over the pelvis, you're not going to shift. Scapula glides, scapula, 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 scapula. So I have to bend, otherwise I can't rotate as much. Stay over the sit bones and then rotate the other way. And reach, really, stay stacked and try to touch a big toe. Pull, pull, pull. And then up. So I'm holding my left rib cage. Again, it's my weak side. I want to make sure I don't shift. Pull the scapula. So scapula initiates movement and it keeps moving. The minute the scapula stops, you stop. Connect your right shoulder to your left butt. Make them kiss. And then the other way. Now you're going to connect your right rib to your left inner thigh and your hand towards your big toe. So more cueing. Go up, grow tall, ponytail to ceiling. When you rotate, ponytail to ceiling, base of the skull. And then think of scapula and shoulder, yeah? When you're done with 6 to 8, yeah, release and just Lean back. You can do these knee drops to release your hips a little bit. And then we'll go to the other side, yeah? So whatever you need to do, straight, shake, stretch forward. That's a lot of work. Are you okay? Take a couple of blocks. Yeah. You can sit on a couple of blocks. So definitely use blocks under your pelvis if you need. It's a lot of work to sit like we're sitting. So if you haven't started the other side, go for it, yeah? So holding with left arm, sitting tall again. You need to have extreme flexibility to be able to sit like this. And start, shoulder back, grow tall, keep pulling, rotate, and stay on your axis, right? Are we shifting? Are you shifting? You can shift, so it's hard to shift that way, but it's possible. Left shoulder, right butt, or right waist. Tall, and then forward. Now, left rib, right inner thigh, and the hand wants to touch the big toe. Shoulders stay wide, don't roll the shoulder up. Down and back. Down and up, and don't shorten your waist on the right partner. So when you pull the shoulder down, make sure you're not shortening the waist on that side. Back. Stay long through both waists. And then forward. Left rib, right inner thigh. Open the shoulder, reach for your big toe on the right foot. Okay, nice. Guiding always, always, what's leading is your scapula. So down and back, staying on the axis. Grow tall, tall, scapula forward, forward, and then the left rib to the right inner thigh, shoulder stays wide. Even if you need to rotate the inner elbow up. So the hand can stay in the rib again and see that you're not shifting or shifting. So keep the head, the ribs, bend the knee if you need to, rotating. So of course the breath can vary here. You can always go a little bit deeper on the breath out, and a little longer on the breath in. So you can always work on the breath however you want to work.
With the legs still, I'm working my bodies.
Yes, of course. Here, hip flexors horrendously. So there's a lot of work on the legs here.
Always like,
Yes, very nice. There's a lot of work. I felt it too, so I meant to be a little bit to give me a break.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy, you don't feel the difference. Like,
Yeah. So this, the quads are working really heavy, the hip flexors are working even harder, and the core is working. So you look. Are we done on both sides? Good. If you're done, here, bend your knees, bring the hands to the outside of your foot. Breathe out. Keep pushing the hands forward with the feet and press the abdominals, ribs, and chest back. If you have a disc, don't do the stretch, okay? Just stretch across if you need to. This is a lot of load on the flexion of the spine. Also, SI joints is not so happy with this. Which one? SI joints. Sometimes don't like. It feels good, but sometimes they make backfire. Relax. And then you can take the right hand to the left foot and roll the right rib back. Woo, that's very nice. The opposite, yeah. So tight side is like, okay, it's very tight. And then when you're done with about 5 breaths, take your time, just take the other hand to the outside of the other foot. It's okay if the shoulder rounds, and then push the foot forward, and then the left rib, this is my left arm, is gonna roll back. So push your left rib back more, Sarah. The rib cage, push back to the mirror, touch the mirror. Finish your 5 breaths. Excellent. And roll. Oh, very nice, everyone. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back to the ground and bring your band with you. Okay. We're going to do sort of like a jackknife. So we're entering mat 2, for those of you who know what that is. And for those who have discs, this is a big no-no. So I'm going to give you the variation of bridging. Otherwise, you're going to lay down. You're going to bring the band to your feet. Hopefully, it's long enough for you to bring your hands down. You can keep your elbows bent and feet up to ceiling. For the band, again, you need more resistance. You want to work a little harder. You just go higher on the band. If you also want to work your arms harder here and tighter, the entire hand goes down. That's a lot of work on the back of the shoulder and the triceps, okay? So from here, I want to breathe out. I want you to push the band up to the ceiling, and we're going to roll up a little bit and roll back down. That's a lot of work on the abdominals. So if you need to bend the knees, I want you to keep pushing into the band. You're going to breathe out, push, and down. Okay? For those that don't want to do all this, keep going, those who are doing it. You can just relax the legs, bring the hand down, and try to roll the pelvis off the mat. Your hands are helping you. So you're going to scoop, roll, come back down. Okay? And then for those of you who do have the disc, if that's way too much, you're not going to breathe, sorry. You're going to do single leg toe taps or double legs to work the lower abdominals. The rest of you, give me about 10. You might have 2 more left. Okay, here, either here, push the band up. Push the band up. All right, push the band up. And then when you're done with about 8 to 10, just rest. Keep your elbows locked on the ground or keep your arms locked on the ground. The arms is really strong. First adds opposition to the lift. All right. So when you're done, just rest for a second. Relax the arms as well. Great. And then we're going to go into leg lowers. We're going to crunch up. If you want to as well, you can always cross the band. There's so many ways to hold the band. And don't forget that you can loop the band around, right? For more stability with the feet. So we're going to crunch up. Arms either here again or straight down. I moved my band and it's not long enough. So you can also straighten. We're going to go breathe out, leg lowers. Breathe in, bring it back up. All right. If your neck hurts, support the head with something. Or if you don't want to support, bend the knee a little bit. Push and back up. So knee bend, legs 45 degrees, legs straight, crunch, arms down. They're all variations to make it harder or a little bit friendlier. So the band is holding the weight of the leg, which means you can lower the legs more. Scoop, imprint, lower. Nice. So everything we're doing today is about 8 to 10. Crunch, push the back of the ribs into the mat to support the neck and the head. Yeah, just like we were pushing the beginning of class. And back up. And when you're done with your 8 to 10 control, bend the knees, relax, shake your head side to side, roll the shoulders a little bit. You give a little bit more support.
For diastasis, you shouldn't crunch.
Yes, no diastasis, no crunching. Neck, shoulder issues, no crunching. So you just hold abs and you bend the knees a little bit. Okay, bend the knees a little bit and just keep hugging. No need to drop too much because your hip flexors also not going to be very happy with that. Okay. All right. So bend and push. Same thing. Okay. So either elbows down or hands straight down. Always change the position of the band so it's whatever comfort level you want. Scapula squeeze. Arms are down. Feet flexed. Crunch up if you want. Push. Squeezing the butt. Pull. push, squeezing, pull. Okay, push the ribs, look between the thighs, 3. Good. So breathe out, imprint, 4. Nice, ladies, that looks good. Nice, that's it. 5, hug your torso, yeah? Yeah, so hug is what we want to work on, even if the legs don't straighten. 6, shoulders down, anchor the scapulas on the mat. Nice, keep pushing the arms down. No, shoulders for her. 8, push, crunch higher when you pull the legs in. 9, good job. And 10, nice work, ladies, and rest down. Good. Let's give the arms a break so you can release the band again. And let's go back into our bridging. Now, one of the things you can do for the bridges are, if you want, take the band across the pelvis and you're gonna hold it. You're gonna add the resistance downwards. So when you roll up, you're gonna push the band up. I want you to think of the band being on your pubic bone, and your tailbone pushes your pubic bone up, okay? So none of the extension, ooh, that was sweet. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so the band is across pubic bone. You are adding as much resistance as you want and anchoring that band down. So look, shoulders away from the ears, scapula, triceps and hands on mat. And let's go. Dig the heels into the mat, lengthen the tailbone, breathe out. Tuck the pelvis first. Now your tailbone squeezes the pubic bone up, and then you come back down. We're barely rolling. Breathe out, scoop the belly, imprint. So you're tucking the tailbone a bit. Now let's dig into the heels, and the tailbone is gonna push the pubic bone straight up. Scapula, chest, ribs pressing down, tailbone coming out, and then come back down. So keep that slight tuck. Let's go. 3. Press the band down as the butt goes up. Nice. And then straight down. Scapula, triceps, hands down. Breathe out. Tuck. Push that band up as you press the arms down. Nice job. And 6. Tuck. Heels into the mat. Activate the butt. Lift higher. Come on. You can go higher. Yes. And down, 7, good, go higher, try to go higher, not with the back, with the tailbone. If you're gonna go higher, you're gonna have to tuck a little bit more. I don't know, 8, that's it. Scapulas, chest and ribs down. 9, we scoop, then we lift, chest, arms and ribs down, and then down. And let's say this is 10, you're gonna stay up. Stay up and push the band up. So tuck and push, tuck and push. Let's go. 3, 4, abs in. 5, abs in. 6, just with the tailbone. 7, tuck and then push. 8, tuck and push. Abs in, tailbone up. 9, abs in, tailbone up. And 10, roll down. Release the band. Again, cross the leg in and stretch. Good. And then the other side, 3 to 5 breaths. Stop. Okay, when you're done, we're gonna roll into the belly and we're gonna go into back extensions with the bands. So make sure your belly is where your back was. So it's nice and warm. So we're gonna do 2 things. Okay, all right, so let me see how I am here for you guys. So legs, I like it hip bones width. Of course, if you don't have tightness in the back, you can bring the inner thighs together. Hip bones or sit bones width is nice. Wider if you need more space for your low back. So yeah, the more I open, the more my low back is free to just lengthen. So we're gonna start here. This is not very easy for everybody. We're gonna have the band And I'm gonna do scapular glides with the band. So what I want you to do is abdominals go in, tailbone goes back, rib cage on the mat. If you need to support your head, bring it something low or just a block to put your forehead on it. And I'm gonna keep your hands on the mat, okay? You're gonna open the band a little bit to get resistance, and we're gonna do scapular glides here. So you're gonna push the band forward with the scapulas, pull the band down. Okay, now I want you to think of the pinky finger really working so we activate the outer shoulders. All right, and you have that resistance outwards to activate the outer shoulders to open up the shoulders and the collarbone. And then when you glide, you keep that outer thing working so you're not lifting from your upper shoulders, you're lifting from the outer armpit. Yeah. So if you're like super happy with this, I love it, I can do more. Guess what? Your arm doesn't stay on the floor and you go up and down, hovering the arms. And that's really, really challenging. Okay, but I'll leave it up to you. First, we all start with the hands on the ground. Now, when you lift the arms, please, if you want to do that, of course, you can. You're lifting from the back of the shoulder. You're not lifting from your low back. Yeah, big difference. So try not to lift from low back, lift from back of shoulders. Everything else is stable. So legs pressing down, abdominals lifting, tailbone lengthening, hand on floor, and then open up the band, activate your outer shoulders. And then let's go. Breathe in to push up, breathe out, pull down. Pull down, 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 all the way to the pockets in your pants. Breathe in, glide forward. So your hand is on the mat. Luckily, this is a slippery mat. You're reaching and you're pulling, okay? So maybe one more for those who want to try off the mat, okay? You're gonna really push the ribs down, lift the abdominals to lift the arm. It doesn't go very high. And push, open the band and push forward, pull down. Breathe in to go up, breathe out, pull down. Woo, it's a lot of work. So try to do 3 to 4 more.
Go back.
Yes,
Like let's
yes, yes. There you go, you got it. Down, shoulders down. Keep the pinky side of the hand working. You don't have to open the band very wide, yeah? Just enough. Nice. Don't try to go down too much where you collapse the shoulders. It's out to the side of your rib cage and down. The scapula is going down the side of the ribs. And then go back to the ground. You can take a break, yeah? I did 4 of the floating ones and it was miserable. Nice, nice, that's it. Good. So it's really super hard to do those. All right, we're gonna reverse it. Take the band to your butt. So this is definitely triceps here. So what I want you to do is you have again several options. If you start with your hands together and you pull the band apart when you straighten the arms, your tricep works really hard. If that's too much, you just start with the hands wider. When you straighten, there's not as much resistance. So the wider you keep going, the easier it's going to be for your shoulders and the triceps. But it does give you some support. So you pick whatever you want. Of course, the different strength on the bands also matters. So we're going to start here. So you can keep your hands wherever you are. Just drop your shoulders down, drop your elbows down, and rotate your hand just for a second because it feels really nice. Yeah, so just rotate the head to one hand, to the head to one side, sorry. And just relax. You feel that scapula just collapsing down, right? So what we're gonna do is from this collapsed position, we're gonna squeeze the scapulas to hold a little lemon and reach the arms back as much as we can, opening the band. And then we're gonna come back to it and you're gonna rotate the head to the other side. Okay, so we're gonna do that and then we're gonna end up staying up. So legs lengthening, pull the kneecaps up, pull the pelvic floor, lift the pubic bone and abdominals, and straighten the arms, opening the band, squeeze the lemon, reach the band to your feet. Let's go, reach the band and lengthen the crown of the head forward. Don't look up, look down. and reach ponytail forward. Now bend the elbow, rotate the head to the other side. Pull the abdominals in, lift kneecap, pelvic floor, abdominals. Breathe in or out, reach the band down the leg, reach the crown of the hand forward, open up that band. Bend the elbows, rotate the head to the other side. Good, and again, breathe out if you want to support the abdominals and come up. Keep the legs reaching. Lengthen the crown of the head. Look up a little bit more, Fatima. Yes, just a little bit. Squeeze the scapulas, reach the arms, pulling the band. Come down, rotate the head. Good, and give me 2 more. I think it's 2 more to even. And go. Straighten the arms, squeeze the scapulas, open the band, tuck your chin, lengthen the brain, the back of the head forward. Down. Last one. And go. Reach the hands down to the feet. Squeeze the scapulas, open the band, lengthen the body fully, and come down one more time. Okay, we're gonna stay up and we're gonna open the band, open, close band. Okay, we're gonna try to go for 10. So, pull the abdominals, lengthen the legs, pull the kneecaps, pull pelvic floor abdominals, and breathe to come up, hold. Short breaths to the ribs and go. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Keep reaching the band to your feet. 4, 5. Lengthen the back of the neck. 7, abs tight. 8, open that band. 9, open the band. It's not up and down, it's open. 10, and turn down. Release the band, make a pillow with your hands and breath. Breathe through your belly. Good. When you're ready, push yourself up, so hands next to the shoulders, toes together, and push. Push the sit bones to your heel. Push until you find that stretch on the low back. Toes together, knees apart, push, and then you keep pushing. If you want to keep stretching the low back, you just keep pushing. You don't need to bring your head down. Just push your butt to your heels. If it's comfortable for your knees, if not, you can stay on your belly breathing. And then if you want, the head can come down, but you're still pushing the butt to heel. That's how we get that stretch. Breathing through your back. And then when you're ready, you can roll your spine back up. Just roll your shoulders back. So I don't need to stretch you because we did a lot of lengthening. I don't want to stretch anything. If you guys want, I already stretched your hips. You can do the pigeon stretch, yeah? If you feel like you need, you can do the number 4 or we're done for today. So I'm just gonna stop the recording. I hope the recording worked today because it kept going off. Anyways, let me know if you have questions.